Good day to all our viewers out there. My name is Heinrich Neertling and welcome to Mathematical Literacy. In today's lesson, we'll be looking at the topic of finance, but more particular into the subtopic of banking. Okay, so now let's get straight to this. Okay, so the first question I indicated here by saying, study the bank fee table of Crown Bank and answer the questions that follow. Now, before we look at the question, let's quickly get familiar with what is presented to us. So first here is indicated that this is Crown Bank fee table. Then we have our transaction and we have our fee structure as well. So you can see we have our monthly fees and what it consists of, right? The monthly maintenance fee of 35 Rand, the self-service banking subscription fee of 17 Rand 50 cents. Then thereafter we have our deposits. That is cash over the counter, and it consists of 950 plus an additional 2.5% of the deposit amount. Then we have cash at an ATM. If you do so, they'll charge you 650. And then check over the counter or at an ATM will cost you 7 Rand. Then also we have what we call cash withdrawals. So over the counter, meaning you go into the bank and you've been helped by one of the assistants there. In this case, you'll pay 12 Rand plus 2 Rand 50 for every 100 Rand withdrawn or part thereof. Very important to note, or part thereof, right? And I'll explain that once we do a physical sum on this one. Then, when you withdraw from a Golden Bank itself, right, it will be the ATM, that will be 7 Rand. Then at the till point, cash only, that will be 2 Rand per transaction. Till point cash with a purchase, that will cost 3 Rand. Then we have our account payment and purchases. So here, electronic transfers between accounts, that's free. Electronic accounts payments, that's also free. Then for stop order, it's 30 Rand, a debit order internally, 4 Rand 50. And when it's a debit order external, it's 20 Rand. Guys, remember, every bank has its own fee structure. Okay, so let's look at our first question. Question number 1. It says how much, right? How much would it cost to deposit 2,750 Rand over the counter? So looking at this, it is a deposit. We agree, right? So here's our deposit. Sorry, let's go back. And it should be over the counter, right? Right, there we go. So it's a deposit and it's over the counter, it's here. So now I go and I see what is applicable now. So when this is the case, what will happen? This is the important part, right? So therefore, I will have to pay then 950, right? Plus 2.5% of the deposit amount. Now, what is the deposit amount? It's 2,750. So on that, I have to pay also 2.5%, right? So therefore, I'm going to say multiply by 2,750 Rand. Guys, I hope that's clear. Okay, so I started with the formula. Second step, I substituted into the formula. Now I need to simplify. Okay, so let's keep the 950. Bottom says bracket first. So 950. I'm going to simplify the part in brackets first. Now, so 2.5 divided by 100, that's your 2.5%. Off means I multiply 2 by 2,750 Rand. So let me just do that again, 2.5% multiply by 2,750. So that will give us, if I simplify this part, an amount of 68 Rand and 75 cents. So we would like to know what is the total amount then. So therefore, I'm going to add the two amounts together. So therefore, I'll say 950 plus your 68 Rand 75 cents. So that will give us a total of 78 Rand and 25 cents. Okay, so 78 Rand 25 cents for this specific transaction. Guys, I hope that's clear to all of you. Let us look at another question. Question number 2, it says determine the cost of withdrawing 670 Rand over the counter. Now note, this time around it is a withdrawal, right? And the amount is 670 Rand. And it's also important, it's over the counter. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm highlighting or underlining the important words here and amount. Okay, so let's start. It's a withdrawal, so therefore I go with or to the part that says cash withdrawals. What else is important? It is over the counter, so it is here. Right. So what is important here? What is applicable? I need to apply this now. Okay. Now let's quickly zoom into what is presented here. It says it's 12 Rand plus 2 Rand 50 for every 100 Rand withdrawn or part thereof. Now if we look at our amount, it's 670 Rand. I'm sure you'll agree with me that for the 600, we already have 6 100 Rands there. We agree. And then we still have a 70 Rand. Now that is what is meant by or part thereof. So in this case, it will become 7. Guys, I'll repeat that again. Remember it says, for every 100 Rand withdrawn or part thereof. So the 600 is already 6, right, 100 Rands. And the 70 Rand becomes the next, the 7th 100 Rand. Okay, so let's quickly answer this. So therefore, I'll indicate it's 12 Rand plus 2 Rand 50 for every 100 Rand. So how many 100 Rands? That will be then 700 Rands, right? Okay, so let's quickly type that in. I'm first going to simplify the parts in brackets. So I will say then 2 Rand 50 multiply by 7. That will give me 17 Rand and 50 cents. So 17 Rand 50 cents. And now I'm going to add the two amounts together. So 12 Rand plus 17 Rand 50. That will give me a total of 29 Rand and 50 cents. Guys, I hope that's clear to you. Can you see what I did? I basically followed what was presented on the bank fee statement or table, and I applied that to my question. Okay, let us quickly take a short break. After the break, we'll be looking at more questions. See you now.